I'm not going through all that again, sorry. We are, we hope there's lip readers out there.
Can we at least note it's November 23rd and not October or something?
Just in case anybody asks.
Yeah.
It is Monday also. Item B, District Court. Number 1, consider authorization the execution of Contract C 477-2015 with Imaging Office Systems for a sole source purchase, installation, setup, and maintenance of a microfilm scanner for use in the Clerk of the District Court's office at a cost of $13,370.
I'm sorry, amazed with Court Services. Ms. Callahan is not available today, so I'm standing in for her. And basically what she said. Court Services purchased the exact same scanner last year because our reader printer I think ours was like 15, 20 years old. And the one, Ms. Callahan, their newest one is 10 years old. And the ones that the public used were from another decade, were purchased in the 90s. So it's time. So she would like for you to consider her, giving her authorization to purchase that, and it would come out of the current budget.
Any questions regarding the request?
Move to approve the contract.
Second.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. All opposed, passes 3-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next item.
Item C, Sheriff's Office. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of Contract C 478-2015 with New World Systems for annual maintenance of additional inventory software for the period of 12/1/15 through 11/30/16 at a total cost of $3,360.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is the maintenance for an add-on after the original contract was signed for the inventory. That's for the Sheriff's Office inventory of all our items that we issued officers, etc.
Any questions regarding this contract? I'll make a motion to approve the contract.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. All opposed, passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item C2, consider authorization and execution of Contract C 479-2015 with New World Systems for maintenance of software for the MSP project for the period 12/1/15 through 11/30/16, with the Sheriff's Office paying $156,326, Shawnee County Department of Corrections paying $28,846, and the City of Topeka Police and Fire Departments paying $124,999 for a total of $310,171.
Again, Commissioners, Captain Hubler with the Sheriff's Office. This is the annual maintenance for New World, the record management and system for the Sheriff's Office, the entire county.
Any questions regarding this?
Move to approve the contract.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. All opposed, passes 3-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Our next item.
Item D, Planning Department. Number 1, consider approval of Resolution 2015-100 to transfer $65,817 from the Planning Department's General Fund to a county project fund for funding of a comprehensive plan.
Good morning, Commissioners. Barry Beagle, Shawnee County Planning Department. As indicated, this is a request to transfer up to $65,817 from this year's Planning Department budget into a special project fund to develop a comprehensive plan for Shawnee County. As you will recall, on October 22nd, the County Commission authorized the Planning Department to issue an RFP to solicit proposals from qualified planning firms to prepare a county comprehensive plan. This is one of the first steps in getting started in securing funding for this. This money would be combined with $50,000 also programmed in the Planning Department's 2016 budget that would also be requested to transfer into the special project fund that would provide the funding necessary to move forward with the project.
If we could, this might be a question more for our Audit Finance Administrative Services Division, Ms. Greiner. If we transfer the money into a project fund, and if we choose not to enter into a contract for a comprehensive plan, what then happens to the project fund?
Well, the way the resolution is written, at the end, when the project is completed, it would transfer back to the general fund. I would think, I mean, I guess we didn't specifically state that, but if there was no project, then I think it would also be transferred back to the general fund.
My recollection of the presentation on the RFP was that you had one commissioner opposed to it, one commissioner in favor of it, and one commissioner that was willing to at least see the request for proposals before making a final decision. So it looks as if, at this point, it's not a guarantee that there would be a contract for a comprehensive plan. And so I would like to have some specification if we don't, what then happens to those funds? Does that need to be so noted on the resolution?
I think you should make a motion for the table so we all have clear direction what happens.
And then would you, as the audit finance director, have a recommendation as to what would happen then?
A recommendation, what would happen?
If we do not issue if we do not enter into a comprehensive plan?
Well, I think if we do not enter into it, you decide not to go ahead with this project, then it should be transferred back to the general fund. Because that's what a project fund is for. It's to set money aside for a specific project. You know, based on your questions, this also could be deferred till the RFP results were received, if you would prefer that.
Questions from the commissioners? So, Betty, before letting you go, it could either be done now or it could be done later as to what would happen with those funds.
It would need to transfer it from the 15 budget, it would need to be done before the end of the year.
I will make a motion to approve the resolution as presented now. Again,
I'm sorry, but do you want to amend and I don't know exactly how he needs to do this.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
I guess I will stop my motion mid-sentence.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just, so what happens to a project budget at the end of the year if it's not used? Do you just hold it in that project?
Yes, a project fund, and that was the reason that we talked about,
Sure.
that he would transfer it from his current budget to the project fund, because the project fund continues year to year until that project is completed.
Okay, so we could have another resolution if for some reason this doesn't go forward, that project budget is,
But to use the budgeted funds for 15, or to use any of the funds that were budgeted to his department in 15, it would have to be done by the end of the year.
right,
Just one thing to add, I am crafting the RFP now. Unfortunately, since we're almost between the two holiday seasons, it's a question of should we go ahead and issue the RFP now, understanding the time constraints associated with its issuance and getting a response back before the end of the year, or issue it in between but allow for responses to come back and a final selection to be made after the first of the year. So that's the dilemma, I guess you could say, that I'm in with regard to the actual release and what the expectation is for the return for those responses.
My preference would be to establish the project fund now so that the money is set aside.
yeah, mine too.
When the RFP is released, when it comes back, those are things yet to be seen. What responses we get, what costs are associated with it, those are things that are yet to be seen. But at least at this point, it would establish a project fund.
Right, I'm a second the motion.
Okay. So the motion is to adopt the resolution as presented, making no determination what happens if there is not a comprehensive plan issued at a later point. So, motion made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed?
No.
Passes 2-1 with Commissioner Archer dissenting. Our next item.
Item D2, consider approval of the final plat of the barbed wire subdivision located at 5501 Northeast Schaefer Road in Soldier Township.
Barry Beagle, Shawnee County Planning Department. This is a request to establish a two-lot residential subdivision at 5500 Northeast Schaefer Road, as indicated. This request did appear before the Planning Commission on October 12th, was unanimously recommended for approval by a vote of 5-0, and is submitted now to the County Commission to accept public dedications appearing on the plat.
Any questions regarding the barbed wire subdivision?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Archer to approve, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. All opposed? passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item D3, consider approval of the final plat of the Shawnee subdivision located at 88, in the 8800 block on the west side of Southeast Adams Street in Williamsport Township.
Barry Beagle again, Shawnee County Planning Department. Like the previous item, this is a request to establish a two-lot residential subdivision. It also appeared before the Planning Commission on October 12th, was unanimously recommended for approval by a vote of 5-0, and now submitted to the County Commission to accept public dedications.
Any questions regarding the Saldani subdivision?
Move approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Bueller for approval. Seconded by Commissioner Archer. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item E, Kansas Expo Center. Number 1, consider approval of capital expenditures in a total amount of $13,275.21 for the following. A, repair of tenant walk-behind floor scrubber in amount of $955.85. B, replacement of discharge service valve on a train unit at Heritage Hall in an amount of $2,765.96. C, extensive repairs to number 1 McQuaid chiller on land and arena roof in the amount of $8,951.38. And D, installation of a new starter on the New Holland LX 575 skid steer in an amount of $602.02.
Good morning, Commissioners. H.R. Cook, General Manager, Kansas Expo Center. These items came before the advisory board last week and were approved unanimously. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions on the individual items. This leaves, approval of these items, this leaves us a balance of $31,847 for the remainder of the year. So we'll be in fine shape.
Any questions? I'll move approval of the capital expenditure request.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes 3-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next item.
Item F, facilities maintenance. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C-480-2015 with KBS Contractors, Inc. for renovations to District Court Division Number 5, rooms 401 and 403 at the Shawnee County Courthouse, with $214,000 budgeted from the Court Project Fund and the Capital Outlay Fund for the entire project.
Morning, Commissioners. Bill Kroll, Facilities Maintenance Director. This item is for the renovations primarily of courtroom up to 403. Judge Wilson be the very first of some courtroom renovations we'd like to do, and Judge Wilson has volunteered to be the guinea pig to see how things go with that. KBS has been selected by our committee to perform that work, and look for you guys to approve it.
Questions regarding the request?
Move to approve the contract.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Archer for approval of the contract, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next item.
Item G, appraiser. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C-481-2015 with Douglas County, Jefferson County, City of Topeka, and the City of Lawrence for acquisition of digital color orthophotography provided by Kuchera International, Inc. for funding previously approved on October 29, 2015, and paid from the Land Records Fund.
Morning, Commissioner. Steve Bauman, County Appraiser. This request is for the approval of this contract. I will note that we partnered with these other counties and cities in an effort to save money. We were able to get a discount for full, if you will. This amount was approved October 29th through the Land Records Fund. The transfer of that money, and the Land Records Committee approved it, and the contract was reviewed by our counselor's office. And I brought Lee Allen, the GIS coordinator, with me today in case you have any big questions.
Mr. Bauman, can you tell us a little bit about the Land Records Fund? Where does this fund come from? What is it? How do we use it?
This is a Register of Deeds transaction fund. It's built through, register deeds. Mortgage registration.
Well done.
It's technology monies, $2 per page that we bring in, and if there's excess money at the end of the year, we can transfer it over. We also had some funds, excess funds, and you have to refresh my memory, Betty.
I can do that part.
We had excess funds that we
I can do that part.
What?
I can do that
Okay.
part. October 29th, we transferred money from the appraiser's office special fund budget that were left over from the Westbridge Mall appraisal. And that is what is going to go fund these items.
Okay. And then again, this is reviewed by the Land Records Committee before it's brought to the commission.
That is correct, and that was approved by the Records Committee.
Any other?
I don't have any questions. I'll move approval of the rather lengthy contract. I think it was 80 pages.
It is very lengthy.
Yes. So.
I'll second.
Motion made by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Archer. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next item.
Item H, Public Works Solid Waste. Number 1, consider approval of an emergency purchase and payment of invoice from IPS for the purchase of a sludge pump for the Sherwood wastewater treatment plant in the amount of $15,992.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Block, Public Works and Solid Waste. This is a Public Works item. And we are notified by representatives of the City of Topeka Water Pollution Control Division, who we contract with to operate and maintain the Sherwood wastewater treatment plant on the county's behalf, that one of the sludge pumps, which is a fairly significant and important pump out of the plant, was beginning to fail and in need of replacement. And due to the immediacy or the importance of this piece of equipment, I authorized the City of Topeka staff to go ahead and put that pump on order as an emergency purchase. And with that, then we developed a emergency purchase form request that was reviewed by Audit Finance Director and approved, and is now here before you for your approval to pay the invoice. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them. And the funding for this will come from the Sherwood Regional Wastewater Fund, which is funded by user fees and not tax funded.
When are they going to replace the pump? Tom, do you know?
As soon as it
arrives?
Yeah, I don't think it's quite arrived yet, but this will give us the approval to pay it when it does arrive. It should be here, I think, within the next week or two.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Bueller for approval, seconded by Commissioner Archer. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes 3-0. Thank you very much. Our next item.
Item 5, Administrative Communications.
If there's any persons or department heads that have administrative communications, Tom Block beat you to it.
Yes. I just wanted to give one more reminder, with it being Thanksgiving week, to our customers who are not Monday or Tuesday customers, but we do have a shift in our schedule. So tomorrow, on Tuesday, we will be picking up materials from our Wednesday and Thursday customers, and then our Friday customers will be picked up on Friday. So hopefully, if folks didn't hear it last week, maybe they will hear it today. So, thank you.
Thank you. Any other administrative communications this morning? Commissioner Bueller?
I don't have anything. Everybody have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Archer?
Everybody have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
And with that, there is no meeting on Thursday. Although if you want to tune in, I'm sure that the City 4 will be playing something very interesting. And so, but it will not be us. And so, but have a very good Thanksgiving. If anybody's traveling, please be safe on the roads and be mindful of those around you. Madam Clerk, our next item.
Item 5, Executive Session.
I do not think there's a need for an executive session today. We are then adjourned.